One of the things that I enjoyed about teaching was what I call the light bulb moment. That was the moment when a student would say, I didn't know it was that simple. And one of the topics that I always enjoyed teaching was integers, because if I had a grade 9 class and I wrote integers at the top of the board, there'd be collective groans from every corner of the room, because I knew they hated it. And so I tell them, if you promise to forget everything you ever knew about integers and start it fresh, I promise you that by the end of the class, you're going to think they're easy. So I don't know if it worked with all of them, but it did work with quite a few of them, and I'm going to show you right here what I did. This is a number line. You can think of it as a thermometer on its side. Now, if you live in a warm part of the world, you maybe don't get down to these temperatures, but in southern Ontario where I live, we spend many months of the year bouncing around zero into the negatives and the positives. So if you think of this as a thermometer and I write this, what I'm saying is it's 3 degrees and then it drops 5 degrees. So on the thermometer, here's 3. We're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've ended up at -2. And I can reverse the order. It really doesn't matter whether I write the 3 first and then the -5 second. That's a +3. I can put a plus there. We usually don't put the plus when it's the number that we're starting with. If the temperature is -5 and we go up 3, 1, 2, 3, we're still going to end up at -2. So that's all we're doing with integers. We're just moving up and down on a number line. Now, suppose I put another number on here and I say, okay, now it goes up 6 degrees. What's going to happen? Well, we were at -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're now at 4 degrees. And we could keep going like this. We could then, we could subtract 2, which means we're going down 2 from that 4, and we're going to end up at 2. So here's what we're doing. We're starting at -5, we go up 3, and then we go up 6, and then we go down 2. So all you're doing with these numbers, now they have to be single signs. There's no multiplying or dividing here. There's no adding negatives or subtracting negatives. Just single signs. All you're doing is moving up and down a number line. And if you think of this as a game, you could think of it as losing 5 points and then gaining 3, gaining 6 and losing 2. You could turn it into some kind of a game where you lose $5 and you're winning 3 and so on. One other thing I should mention here is if you're treating this as a game where you're winning and losing points, you could take the points where you won, 3 and 6, that's 9 points. Take the points where you lost, that's 7. You lost 5 and you lost 2. You're still going to come up with the right answer. So although teachers are going to tell you always have to work from left to right, you don't. Because if you treat it as a game with single signs, the pluses are wins, the minuses are losses, we end up with 2. Now I'm going to cut this video off here. I'm going to come back with another short video making a description of this, where I'm going to talk about the North American game of football.